Hey. Hey, everybody. It's Miss Tanya. How you doing? I am here. Yes, I am. And I want to know if you guys are here. So if you're going to let me know, why don't you just go ahead and tap in and let me know where you're from? I'm right here. I'm in the Carolinas. Yeah, South Carolina. I see we've got somebody in the house who is from South Carolina as well. How are you doing, Juanita? Good to have you in the building with me today. All right. Y'all come on in. Come on in. This is going to be a pretty good topic. I think a lot of the times we are trying to figure out how to reach those goals that we want to reach. Yeah, we're trying to figure it out. And so today on Wellness Wednesday, a part of that wellness is a part of preparing ourselves for our next goal, for the next goal that we would like to achieve. What do we want to accomplish? All right. But before we do that, you know what we got to do? It is noontime. It is your time. We call it Noontime My Time podcast. And what we do is we come in here and we take back just a little bit of our time because we want to shake some of those things that may have happened already today and get back into a good state of mind, feel good. So we're going to take a few breaths. We're going to do just a little bit of breath work. All right. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. What I want you to do is inhale to the count of 4. And we're going to hold it for a few seconds. And then we're going to exhale. And we'll hold that for a few seconds. And we'll repeat that a few times. Now, you can close your eyes if you're in a place that you can do that. I don't want you to do that if you're driving. Don't do that if you're driving. Don't do that if you're actually sitting at the desk. If you got your head pods on and you're taking a listen, we'll vibrate with us and listen. But if you can close your eyes, close your eyes. You want to take it a step further, put your hands over your heart and feel that you are alive. That's you. Let's get into it. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. One more time. Let's inhale. Hold it a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. Doesn't that feel great? It feels real good. I feel real good. I like taking that breath work. I hope you guys take the opportunity to do it with me. That's just kind of a way to even the playing field, even things out. Get to a little bit of calibration. Relax those shoulders. We carry a lot of our tension there, right in our neck and our shoulder area. So relax. All right. I see we have Keep Your Favorite Tori in the building. She says, good afternoon. D-Town is in the building. What's up, D-Town, Darlington, South Carolina? Good to have you with us, Tori. Today is Wellness Wednesday. Wellness Wednesday, and I always want to make sure that we have an opportunity to do something or have a conversation, have something that would spark a conversation that is going to help us on our track to wellness. Not to say that we're not well, because we can kind of walk that fine line of too much positivity, too much. Can too much positivity be toxic? So we don't want to do that. We want to be able to say, okay, well, yeah, I feel okay, or I feel all right, but there are some things that I want to do different. And before I get too deep into the topic that we're going to discuss today, I came across a YouTube short, and I just kind of want to share it with you guys. It just kind of hit me, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to share this today because we're talking about wellness. Everything that we do on this podcast is we're trying to better ourselves, but I think I'm going to let the video speak for itself. Let me bring it up. All right. And let me start it over here.
Not even know it. Well, I mean, the thing I would
Well, I'll tell you what,
I'll
we're gonna
say,
hit
or just
play
I just
here.
speak from my current experience. I'm sort of realizing like I don't have to be getting better all the time. What if I just learn to be here with what is in me? And that's like kind of the ultimate love is like I just accept me. It's okay. We're right here and it's
Yeah.
fine. It's basically about living with what's unresolved in a really gentle way rather than constantly thinking I'm going to get better, I'm going to get better. I feel like that's a way that we don't love ourselves right where we are. It's like, actually, we want to love ourselves right here, totally imperfect, not fixed, not done, not healed.
Wow, that was a good one. That was pretty good, guys. So let's talk about that just for a brief moment here. Let's talk about what she was saying, because I like that. I know we had a whole subject that we're going to talk about, but I like this. So let's talk about it. She said you don't have to be getting better all the time. So let's just exhale on that. You don't have to be getting better all the time. You can just live in the right now, right in this present, and accept that. Accept the right now and not have to fix it. Like you don't have to be perfect. So all of the things that we're sharing, I want you to know, hey, we're not talking about this perfection thing because I don't know necessarily that should even be a word. I don't know why we have it in the dictionary. We're not going to be perfect. But I like this because I don't want us to be so hard on ourselves. Yes, we want to do things, we want to get better, we want to reach some of those goals, we want to figure out how we can shake off some of the procrastination that we may be doing when we're trying to reach goals. But I like what Tracy McMillan said. She said, "Listen, you don't have to be getting better. Not all of the time. You can accept where you are right now and not even try to fix it, not try to be perfect. Love yourself as you are." I like that. All right. So, in getting into the topic of today, I kind of wanted to talk about some of those things that kind of are mental blocks. What are some of those things that are mentally in our way that kind of stop us from taking action when we're trying to accomplish some of our goals, right? A lot of the times it seems like it's very simple. We think we know what we want to do, or at least we tell it to ourselves, or we might tell it to someone else. But we got to take action. We can't just You can't just say it. You've gotta know how to turn those dreams into reality, and that is going to be by taking some action. So some of the things that you know that you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to set some clear and specific goals. You have to be clear with what it is you wanna achieve. Break that down. Break those goals down into smaller and manageable tasks so that you can accomplish it. You know, when you put things out there and it's so big, I feel like you look at it and you're like, "Oh, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that." Right? But if you just kinda break it down, put those goals into some smaller and manageable tasks, that's gonna help you. Now, I wanna share a quote here. This is a good quote. It's by Mel Robbins. I don't know if you guys follow Mel Robbins. She's a, content creator. She's on YouTube. She has several books out. I kinda like some of the things that she often says, and there's this quote that she has, and I love it. And I hope you guys can hear this and maybe you can apply this to your life. Very simple. She says, "Start before you're ready. Don't prepare to begin." I'll read that again. Start before you're ready. Don't prepare. Begin. Like don't even prepare, just start. You don't have to be ready. Get into it. The reason why I like that is because I know this to be true, especially for myself. Sometimes we can overthink things. We want to do something, we're putting all of this thought into it. You think you've broken down your goals. You think you've gotten some clear and specific goals in front of you. So, you're feeling kind of gung ho, but you don't get anything done. You don't start because you're overthinking it. So that's why I like that quote. Start before you're ready. Don't prepare, begin. Just jump in there. Jump in there. Sometimes that'll work for you. Now, one thing about accomplishing a goal, and this might sound very simple, but some of these simple things are things that we need to hear again. We need to hear it. We need these reminders. You got to believe in yourself. Yeah. You have to believe that you have what it takes to achieve your goals. Even if you don't, even if you don't have all of the skills or all of the resources right now. That goes right back to the quote by Mel Robbins. She said, start before you're ready. Don't prepare, begin. Even if you don't have all of the skills that you need, even if you don't have all of the resources that you need, start right now. Yeah, there's so much that you're going to learn right in the mix of it. You're going to learn what to do, you're going to learn what not to do, you're going to see what you need, and then you're going to see the things that you were overthinking. And you're going to be happy that you just went ahead and just jumped right in. Another thing, this is another one. This is number 3. You're going to have to embrace failure. Now, I talked about that a few episodes ago. I talked about failure and I talked about you've got to learn how to lose. And you do because there's so many lessons in there. But if you intend to accomplish anything, you're going to have to embrace failure. You've got to understand that failure is a natural part of learning. It's part of the process, guys. And you got to use those failures. You got to use those and take those as an opportunity for growth, an opportunity for you to learn something, for you to learn what does not work. You did? Another action that we need to take when we're trying to accomplish our goals is just take that action. Start with those small steps. Start with them, even if you don't feel fully ready. That you're going to hear that over and over. Many people say that. And many people that I've looked at who have been doing some of the things that I would like to do, and I have a goal, and I said, "Well, you know what? Let me look at where they started. Let me hear some of their story." And over when I listen to these people, everybody says take the action. Everybody says believe in yourself. Go ahead and start. So that's why you'll hear that a few times. That is the truth. And you got to visualize your process. Go ahead. Imagine yourself achieving your goals. Imagine it. You've got to see that thing first. Focus on the positive feelings and the outcomes that are going to come with it. So you imagine that. Imagine achieving your goals. You thinking about all of those positive outcomes that are going to come because you're preparing yourself. You're getting yourself ready for that success. That's how it's done. Talk to some people. Talk to some of your friends if you like. Sometimes it's good to talk to them. Now, when I say talk to your friends, it's not so much to say that you have to take their advice, but just so that you can hear what your goals sound like, so that you can hear it come out of your mouth. Because oftentimes we have these dreams, we have goals, we write them down. Yeah, they look good on paper. They feel good when we're thinking about them, but you need to hear it, you know? So have someone who you can talk to, who you can share that with. And again, it's not so much that you are looking for a response from them. You need to just put it in words. And if you don't really want to do that with someone, I'll tell you something. Your mirror, your mirror is a friend. Talk to the mirror. But get those words out. You got to put it in the atmosphere. I'll say this. And not so much to be on a religious tone, but I'll say this because many of you have heard it. In the beginning was the Word. Yeah? So put that word out there. Put the word in the atmosphere, right? I see we've got people coming on in. I see Amina is in the building. How you doing, Amina? She says she loves the conversation. Well, we love you here joining us. We just want to share a few things that we feel are necessary for us to kind of take some action. We feel like we want to accomplish a goal, but how can we take those actions? We talked about being clear and being specific about our goals. We talked about believing in ourselves. You got to believe in yourself. Don't let something that sounds so simple just escape you and what that really entails and what that really means. You got to believe in yourself. And that means beyond having the skills. That means beyond having all of the resources. Believe that you can accomplish that. All right? You got to take the action. Period, point blank. You got to take action. Set it up, break it down, put it in some manageable tasks, something that you know that you can do, that you can accomplish. Do that and visualize your success. If you can't see yourself succeeding, come on. If you can't see it, it won't happen. It won't happen. So, those are some very key things that I feel like you should do. Proper planning is always going to be important. And when it comes to our wellness, when it comes to making sure that we're taking care of ourselves while we're trying to reach these goals, we don't want to defeat ourselves with doubt. We don't want to defeat ourselves with being overwhelmed. And if you don't want to be overwhelmed, proper planning is going to be something that's going to help you. That's going to help relieve some of the stress for you. Yes, just having a clear plan is going to help reduce some of the uncertainty that, could arise. But if you got it planned out, you know what's coming up. So you're going to reduce some of that stress. You're going to reduce some of your anxiety. Breaking things down into smaller tasks, making things more manageable. That's a part of proper planning. That's a part of not making things or having tasks that are just going to be overwhelming to you where it seems like it's not even achievable. You can achieve this. You can do it. So what are some of the things that you got to do? And I want to know what are some of the things that you guys do? I see some of you here in the watching here on the podcast. See some of you in the chat. I want to know what are some of the things that you do to kind of make sure that you've got the proper action mindset. What are some of the things that help you reach some of those goals, or what are some of the steps you take towards accomplishing your goal? Go ahead and start sharing some of those things in the chat. But I'll say this: proper planning reduces uncertainty and it provides a sense of control. Yeah, proper planning is going to help you break down some of those complex tasks, going to help you put them into more manageable steps. Proper planning is going to help reduce that feeling of being overwhelmed. It's going to help increase your confidence. You can't accomplish anything if you don't have the confidence to do it. Proper planning is going to help you identify some potential roadblocks. What are some of the things that are going to be in the way? If you've got proper planning there, when something comes up, and you might have to go in another direction or veer in another direction, you won't be totally thrown off because you've planned this thing and you already know that failure is something that you're going to have to accept. You may have done something, had a little misstep. The way that you thought that it would work out may not work out, but you learn a lesson from that. So, yeah, it could be a little roadblock, but you can get past that. You can get through that or take a different road. right? Proper planning is going to help prevent some of those last minute emergencies and some of those crises. That's going to be helpful. It's going to help you maintain your well-being because it's going to help you be calm. You're not going to be stressed out because you're prepared. You knew that something could possibly go wrong, but you might have some little backup plans in your planning. So that's what it is about, proper planning. All right. I see we have Jarrell in the building here. She says, I agree. Breaking things down is so huge. Absolutely. You got to break that thing down. She also goes to say, for me, balance. For as much time as I dedicate to things, tasks, I put extreme effort into taking time away also. Now, see, that's important. That is important. You got to take some time for yourself. Yeah, we want to accomplish our goals. We do. And you've got to put the work in. There's no way around it. Any goal that you have, anything that you want to accomplish, you already know it. It takes a whole lot more than wanting. You're going to have to do it. You've got to start taking those actions. And so that's why we want to break those things down. But I like what Jarrell says here. She says she puts extreme effort into taking time away. We have to do that. And I'm glad you made that comment. Thank you for that because that is a part of the wellness plan for us. You've got to plan your wellness within your goals. You have to schedule your getaway time, your me time. You have to be intentional about that. That's why when we start the podcast out here for Noontime, My Time, that's why we just take that moment before we get into the conversation and we do a little breath work. Now, I knew or I thought that that may not be a popular thing to do. And I thought quite a bit about it. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't do that because that's going to have some people who are just going to kind of click off. You're going to be like wondering, like, okay, what's going on here? Is this a podcast? Why are we breathing? What is this? And I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it because that is the point. That was my goal. And I will tell you this because I sit here and when I start the podcast off, I can see people who are coming in. I'll see people as they come on in. And as soon as that breath work starts, I see people I see the numbers decrease. So there are people who are not going to like that. But I couldn't let that defeat me because number one, I was taking that for myself. I was taking it for myself, and I was also wanting to share that with people who felt enough about themselves to say, you know what, I'm going to take this little breath too, just to kind of relax it out. And then we'll get into whatever conversation that we get into. So I like that. You gotta plan plan your getaways. Good comment, Jarrell. Also, we have a comment here from Amita. She says, I'm learning to do after action evaluations to help me assess what I did right so I can do it again, or what I've missed so that I can do it better. Also, taking notes on my mistakes. Beautiful. That's what we have to do. That goes into that thing about you got to learn to lose. You've got to learn that failure is a part of achieving a goal. Failure is a part of success. So embrace it. You've got to understand that failure is just a natural part of anything that you're going to do. Use that. Use it as an opportunity to grow. Use that as an opportunity to learn what not to do. So you say, hey, I won't do that again. You understand me? Yeah. That's how it is, guys. Anything that you want to do, you can get done. You've got to take the action for it. Procrastination, woo, procrastination. I don't know why procrastination is so powerful. But a lot of the times I think what happens is we kind of freeze because we want to do all of these things. We don't feel like we know where we want to start. We just let our mind overthink. And that's what this conversation is about. Hey, don't even think about it. Don't worry about it. Start before you're ready. Don't prepare, begin. Yeah, you know? And that's why I like a lot of the times I'll go online and I like looking up quotes. Now, I got to tell you something. You also can't get stuck into seeking some type of motivation or some type of inspiration because that's not really going to work. You still have to do the work. It's not about the motivation necessarily, but if it can just put you back into that frame of mind like, yeah, you know what? I believe that. That's how I feel, right? And it can make kick you into action, then great. But don't be that person who gets so stuck and so caught up into feeling like you have to be motivated by someone else to do something. Learn how to get that from inside of you. And you learn to do that by just starting some healthy practices for yourself. When you're looking to accomplish goals and when you think about when you wake up in the morning, one of the very first goals that you can accomplish is making up your bed. And this is not taking you back to your days of childhood when your mama told you to make up your bed and you feel like it's a task. No. Why can it not be one of the first accomplishments that you can make for the day? And one that is so simple and one that is really for you. Because when you go out about your day and you leave out of your bedroom and you come back into it, do you really want to come back into it messy? No, because I would imagine you want to feel great about yourself. So, doing that very simple task for yourself has a whole lot of meaning. And that practice of saying, hey, I am going to accomplish this goal. Doesn't take much for me to do it. And I'm doing it for myself. Do that. And after you do it, you feel good. And then there's other things that you can put into practice for yourself that are going to help you and make you want to accomplish another goal. So that might be just preparing a meal for you, a breakfast for you if you eat breakfast, that is going to be good for your body. Put that into practice. Or it could be doing a little bit of exercise, taking a morning walk. For you, put that in practice because you want to feel good and that's going to make you feel good. Those first couple hours when you wake up in the morning, your brain is just firing off. Those are some of the most productive times. So you kind of want to achieve some of those high goals that you have for yourself within those first couple hours of waking up, or at least I'll speak for myself. I know that I do. I want to make sure that I am writing down some of the things that are immediately coming to my mind, things that I want to get done. And writing is very important as well. Any task that I've already have on my calendar, I want to make sure that I check that and get that done. Those first couple hours are just really, really creative for me. Why don't you guys try that out and try to figure out if those first couple hours are for you? Because I know a lot of times what people will do is they'll set an alarm clock, right? That alarm goes off in the morning and they'll hit the snooze. They hit the snooze and try to snuggle back down in bed. They want to stay warm, want to stay cozy. But really, when you do that, you're really not sleeping because you're already awake. You're kind of fooling yourselves. So I would encourage you to just go ahead and get up because from the first time that your brain has started firing and you woke up, get on up, make that bed up, and see what you can get done in those first couple hours. Really productive times. All right? Guys, that's all I've got for you here today. It is. I just kind of wanted to come in here and say, hey, how can we take some actions? What are some of the things that we can do to mentally prepare us to take actions to accomplish our goals? And we share some of those. So I hope that you will take some of them. If you missed the beginning of the podcast, you can hit the replay, but make sure you set some clear, specific goals. Believe in yourself, embrace failure. And number one, take the action. Take some action and visualize your success. All right. I see Amina here. She says, great info. Thank you. Well, thank you. Thank you for being here with us. And thank you for sharing your messages as well. You guys know what we're going to do. We share this information, we share tips with each other, but we also do a little breath work. Yeah, that's what we got to do. That's what I want to do with you. We did some coming in, so we're going to do some on the way out. Y'all make sure y'all have a good day out here. All right, let's do some breath work. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold a few seconds. Exhale. And hold that a few seconds. Inhale one more time. Hold a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. Now, don't you feel great? I feel great. I appreciate you guys. And if nobody gave you a smile today, if nobody smiled today, you just close your eyes and give yourself a big smile and see how that feels for you. Right? Y'all be great out here. It's what we do. One love, y'all.